Welcome all. Today's top breaking news with Gitanjali from Bayan Times. YS Jagan Mohan Reddy calls on Governor after Andhra budget session. Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy called on Governor Biswa Bhushan Harichandan at Raj Bhavan on Monday evening. The Chief Minister's office (CMO) said it was a courtesy call and it has been a long-standing practice that the Chief Minister meets the Governor after conclusion of the budget session and briefs him about the developments. In the meeting that lasted around 30 minutes, it is learned that the Chief Minister explained to the Governor about various measures taken up by the state government to contain the spread of coronavirus pandemic in the state. The Governor was informed about the large number of COVID-19 tests being carried out on a daily basis. Sajala Ramakrishna Reddy, advisor Public Affairs to the Chief Minister, also accompanied the Chief Minister during his visit to the Raj Bhavan. Andhra Pradesh records marginal rise in tax revenue but short of target. Against the target of Rs 55,243 crore for 2019-20 fiscal, the Commercial Taxes Department has collected only Rs 43,332 crore. Though the amount appears low compared to the target, it is more than the amount collected in 2018-19 fiscal. In all, Rs 22,430.38 crore were generated as GST revenue, Rs 10,265.85 crore tax on petroleum products, Rs 10,403.84 crore tax on liquor, VAT, and Rs 232.37 crore towards professional tax in 2019-20. In a statement issued on Monday, Deputy Chief Minister, Commercial Taxes and Excise, K. Narayanaswamy said, compared to Rs 43,053.92 crore collected in 2018-19 during the TDP regime, Rs 43,332.45 crore collected in 2019-20, the first fiscal of the YSRC government, is more by 0.65%. While other southern states and Maharashtra witnessed 3 to 10% drop in revenue collection and the entire nation was affected by the financial crisis, the Commercial Taxes Department of Andhra Pradesh performed well and achieved better results in 2019-20 than 2018-19, the minister explained. K. Chandrasekhar Rao hands over Rs 5 crore to Colonel B. Santosh Babu's family. As announced earlier, Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao visited slain Colonel B. Santosh Babu's family here on Monday and personally handed over checks for Rs 5 crore. Rao also handed over to martyred Colonel's wife Santoshi a job appointment letter and land documents relating to 711 square yards house site allotted to her in Banjara Hills in Hyderabad. Of the Rs 5 crore aid, Rs 1 crore was handed over to Santosh's parents and Rs 4 crore to his wife. Though the CM handed over a letter appointing Santoshi as a Group 1 officer, the posting orders will be issued once she decides on her choice of place of posting. The 37-year-old colonel died during the India-China face-off at Galwan Valley, Ladakh on June 15. After reaching Suryapet by road from his farmhouse in Aravalli, the CM first paid floral tribute to the photo of Santosh Babu at the latter's residence. Later, he confirmed Kol Santosh's widow Santoshi, parents Manjula and Upender, and sister Shruti. Rao also spoke Santosh's children Abhigna and Anidru Teja. TDP's Ayyana gets interim Andhra Pradesh High Court relief from arrest. The Andhra Pradesh High Court on Monday directed the police not to arrest TDP senior leader C.H. Ayyana Patrudu till Wednesday in connection with a case booked against him under the SC/ST Atrocities Prevention Act. It issued interim orders to this effect on a petition filed by the TDP leader seeking anticipatory bail. Justice T. Rajani, who heard the petition, granted him interim relief and deferred hearing till Wednesday. Submitting his arguments, Ayyana Patrudu's lawyer O. Manohar Reddy alleged that his client was unfairly targeted and a case was booked against him illegally. The police had booked the case against the TDP leader for allegedly abusing Narsipatnam Municipal Commissioner Krishna Veni. They also booked a case under the Nirbhaya Act against him. The TDP leader had allegedly abused her for removing the photograph of his grandfather from the office of the commissioner. Manohar Reddy submitted that the case was registered based on a social media post of someone. He said Nirbhaya Act could not be invoked in the case either as the commissioner did not see the TDP leader abusing her. Refuting his arguments, public prosecutor Srinivas Reddy informed the court that the TDP leader showed scant respect for the commissioner and threatened to disrobe her. Uttam Kumar Reddy seeks help for UAE workers. TPCC President and Nalgonda MP N. Uttam Kumar Reddy and other senior Congress leaders on Monday wrote to Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao seeking permission to bring back Telangana migrant workers stranded in UAE. They said the central government had failed to help the poor workers who lost their jobs due to the COVID pandemic in UAE. The Indian Association Sharjah is providing food and shelter to a large number of such workers in the UAE. They are also arranging chartered flights for the stranded workers so that they can return to their native places. Kerala has given permission to the association to operate chartered flights to different cities in Kerala, the TPCC leader stated. Every family in Andhra Pradesh to be tested for COVID-19 in 90 days, says CM Jagan Mohan Reddy. Every family in Andhra Pradesh must be tested for coronavirus within 90 days, Chief Minister Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy told the Health Department on Monday, adding that 104 vehicles must be retrofitted with facilities to collect samples, even test people for diabetes and hypertension, among other things. Besides providing medicines to people who are screened and tested, details of the test and results should be served on the QR health cards given to them. People who need to be tested further should be referred to the nearest PHC, he said, and directed officials to allocate one 104 emergency vehicle for each mandal and form teams of ANMs, ASHA workers and volunteers to help in screening and testing. Jagan also wanted officials to conduct tests using 104 vehicles in every village every month. He said this while addressing a high-level review meeting on the pandemic at his camp office in Tadepalle and asserted that a robust system and comprehensive strategy are needed to contain the spread of COVID-19. YSR Congress leader who returned from US is first Andhra Pradesh MLA to test positive for COVID-19. A YSR Congress MLA from Vizianagaram district has become the first legislator from Andhra Pradesh to test positive for COVID-19. The MLA returned from the US recently and soon after his arrival in the state underwent tests twice and the results came out negative. He participated in several development programs in his constituency after his arrival and also took part in the elections to 4 Rajya Sabha seats held last Friday in the assembly in Amravati. Later, he developed symptoms of coronavirus and got tested with TrueNut initially. As the result came out positive, he went for further confirmatory test and the samples tested positive late on Monday night. Vizianagaram in charge, District Medical and Health Officer Dr. J. Ravi Kumar confirmed. The MLA is presently under home isolation in Visakhapatnam. Telangana Savior machine goes to Kolkata. The central government has swooped in and snatched away Telangana's chance to increase its COVID-19 testing capacity by more than 4,000 tests per day in order to benefit Kolkata. The move comes at a time when the number of cases in the state are rising and it desperately needs to ramp up its testing capacity. A machine named Cobas 8800, manufactured by Roche Diagnostics, was meant to be installed in Hyderabad at the Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences (NIMS) for conducting COVID-19 tests. This would have even made Telangana the first state in the country to be in possession of the powerful testing machine, which can test as many as 4,032 samples in 24 hours, according to the company's website. This was made possible as the state government negotiated and secured the machine through the Ramki Group from its CSR funds. Health Minister Yatala Rajender had raised the issue on Sunday as he attacked BJP President JP Nadda for his negative remarks on the Telangana government's response to the COVID-19 outbreak. The Telangana government made public 2 letters related to the issue on Monday. Opportunities are plenty in Andhra for food processing, says Mekapati Gautam Reddy. Industries and Commerce Minister Meghapati Gautam Reddy has asserted that the state government is working on multiple initiatives to position Andhra Pradesh as a preferred destination for investments. Asserting that Andhra Pradesh is on top in ease of doing business, EODB, and third in food production, he said opportunities are aplenty for investments in the food processing sector in the state. Participating in a webinar organized by Invest India, an exclusive investment forum on Monday, the minister shared insights on potential investment avenues in the state. Andhra Pradesh is top 3 among the states in production of fruits, pulses, cereals, shrimp, fish, meat, eggs, and milk, he said, and added that state is home to more than 8,000 food processing industries, reiterating that approvals are being given to industries online in less time by ensuring transparency. He said the government under the leadership of Chief Minister Y.S. Jagannath Reddy has extended all support to the farmers and the industry sector. Andhra government hands over multi-crore Srisailam scam probe to Anti-Corruption Bureau. The state government has entrusted the probe into the multi-crore fraud unearthed in the Srisailam Devasthanam to the Anti-Corruption Bureau. The scam, which took place between April 1, 2016 and March 31, 2020, involves Rs 2.56 crore. The Endowments Department's preliminary report found serious financial irregularities in the Devasthanam, leading to pilferage of a huge amount of temple revenues by temple employees. The report further found that the fraud was committed by the service provider in collusion with temple employees and outsourced employees of the Andhra Bank, and stated that there is a need to thoroughly probe the matter with help of cyber experts. Following this, Special Chief Secretary Endowments JSV Prasad, through a memo, entrusted the case to the ACB for a detailed inquiry with cyber experts and sought a detailed report within 3 months. With this, we conclude with our today's news headlines. For more such latest news and updates, like, share, and subscribe Payant Times.